Okay, this is item 3 that we bought last week. This is the 4-in, 2-out PV combiner box for solar power system. And we'll just jump to the invoice first off. Okay. This price is higher than what you would have to pay. I'll tell you why in a second here. Our contact person is Jessie, Jessie, XUE. Telephone number +86-714-6366-111. We have UPS shipping on this. We're paying $155 for each combiner box. The combiner box is $111. I asked him if he can make it in stainless steel, and they got back to me that it would be $44 a piece. But it's an NEMA 4 enclosure, stainless, bulletproof just about, 1.5 millimeter thick. It's plenty thick for a combiner box. Now, it says 4 inputs, 2 outputs. We need 2 inputs, 2 outputs. I got 4 inputs. And the reason being, I may want to tailor the input fuse. The fuses come in discrete sizes. But I can get like a 3 amp fuse up to a 31 amp fuse. And if I wanted to take a 5 amp fuse and a 7 amp fuse or something like that and get 12 amps, I can do that. Also, if I blow fuses and I'm limited to the 15 amps, but I got to inrush more than 15 amps, I can put a parallel like 3 amp fuse beside it. That fuse will blow first because it's got a thinner heating element, and then it'll blow the other one. Because if it was overloaded enough to blow on the both of them, it'll blow them out. Anyway, so instead of $790 for 8 boxes, we're paying $1240. Shipping is UPS direct to the door, and that's $355 for 8, and it's packaged into 8 individual boxes. His company is the GRANDGLOW, New Energy Technology Company Limited. This fellow is really easy to deal with. But let's see. Well, we can go back and see if we can find a picture. Okay, you'll notice that we have 4 fuses. So that's 2 inputs. And over here we have 4 fuses. That's another 2 inputs. We have 2 lightning protection modules. We have the diodes and communication module on a heatsink up here. And this is a 4-pole DC output breaker. So one of these lightning arresters will feed through the left one, and the other one will feed through the right one. So that's our 2 outputs coming out the bottom down here. And you see it's got MC4 connectors on it. It's got a drip edge above the door, so that if you have this open and it's water dripping on the top of it, it won't run back into the box, into where things have electricity. There's a rubber gasket on the door. It's a hinge door. This is just the ad that I answered over here. So we've looked at the invoice, what we bought, the fact that we changed it to stainless steel, the fact that we changed it to double the inputs so we can use 2 fuses on each wire, and mix and match the fuse sizes to get anything we want out of it. Total shipping $180 for 4 boxes. I quoted it for 4 to see how much it stood at. If it was going to be really expensive, then rather than using 4 more on the inside the power room just to get lightning protection, turn off circuit breakers, fuses, communication module, all that kind of stuff, I would probably got one of those rotary disconnect switches and bought the lightning protectors. But as soon as you start doing that, you're going to have to buy an enclosure to put it in. And those are things that are really expensive. I use Austin boxes and I use Hoffman boxes, but they want $300 for those boxes, in a size like this. It's just crazy. I'm sure I can buy an enclosure box on Alibaba. But when I started getting into the complications of buying 3 or 4 different sources to put stuff in the box, you'll notice that they got a braided copper ground wire between the lid and the thing, and then they have a place to hook up all your ground rods from one PV combiner box to the other, and then from this to a ground rod. And this is a 1,000-volt DC box. Now I'm happy with it, and I'm content with the price. Okay, let's close this, and we're going to come back with what? Toroidal transformers. Okay, this is sort of an update video. We're going to talk about what components we selected for our solar system, who we bought them for, how much we paid for them. We're going to start off with the inverters because that goes between the panels and the batteries. So you have to go into this and out of it. So once you get an idea what your inverter is, then you know what kind of parameters you're looking for on the panels. This is a grow watt. Up here in the top right hand corner, if my thing points, SPF 5000 ES. This is a grid feedback inverter. You can sell power back to the power company. Comes in 2 sizes, a 3,000 watt and a 5,000 watt. We're doing the 5,000 watt. And let's see here. Has parallel capability up to 6. So that would be 30,000 watts, without having to break the string and start all over again. You can put 6 in parallel and then start over again and do another 6. The 6 is the maximum that work together. And on this case, that's probably all you can do, because if you're feeding back to the grid, they have to be synced. You have a power factor correction, and once it's set for that set, you can't tie any more to it. So they have other models that go to 9, but I don't know what the number is. Transfer time 10 milliseconds. Maximum is 20 milliseconds. This one outputs 230 volt AC. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Yeah. Totally by accident. Okay. Section here is solar charger. Maximum input watts is 6,000 watts on the 5,000 watt inverter. It's 5,000 out, 6,000 can go in. It's telling you what have MPP trackers, 1 to the string. Maximum open circuit voltage. That's if you connect a bunch of panels together. You can't go over this voltage, and this one uses 450 maximum. So if I had 42 volt solar panels, then I could have 10 of them in a string. We're only doing 8. And the maximum charging current to the batteries is 100 amps. And it's 48 volt. If you're feeding in on AC, you say, why would I ever do that? This thing won't scroll now. It scrolled a minute ago. Yeah, there he goes. Now it's not scrolling again. If your major purpose is guarantee you're never without power, you can store a lot of power in batteries without having solar panels to charge them. Or you can have a small number of solar panels. And another option is once you're at night and you're drawing off of them, you can maintain the batteries fully charged for when the power outages occur. So you can charge off the AC, but you have to pay for the AC unless you're grid tied and you had backfeed and you have a credit. Basically, you have a credit of so many kilowatts. They don't give you money; they give you credit. And I'm not sure if that expires or not, but we have gracious plenty of solar panels, so we don't care. You'll see down here the weight of the thing. The one we picked out is 12 kilograms. That's 25 pounds. When you see them in the 12 kilogram range, it's not got a toroidal transformer inside of it. It's totally electronic. And these ones use IGBTs, internal gate bias transistor, rather than MOSFET, metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. There's no fans needed on this. It's got a massive heat sink on the back. It's also the chassis of the thing. There's one little piece of electronics that bolts onto that same giant heat sink, but the heat sink is it's probably 9 kilograms, like 18 pounds of the thing. Okay, we're going to pause here for a minute. We're going to get up we bought 4 of this and 3 of a different one. We're gonna stop here and pick up on the other one. Okay, off and running again. This is our second inverter. This is an MIN 5000 TL-X. The -X is very important. It's a completely different inverter without it. This has a 7,000 watt PV input. Maximum OCV, open circuit voltage, 550 volts. We have 13.5 amps input, and there's two trackers, 2 strings of input of both at 13.5 amps. Output data. How come it scrolls sometimes and sometimes it doesn't? I don't know. Windows is trying to restart. Lovely me. Well, maximum efficiency 98.4. All kinds of protection devices. Maximum output current. That's another thing to look at. This one is adjustable, 50 or 60 cycle. 230 volts nominal output. It's adjustable from 180 to 280. And this model was 5,000 volt amps and 22.7 amps at 220 volts. And I think that's enough about inverters, that part of it anyway. Let me close that and close this. Now, when you buy something on Alibaba, you basically negotiate. First, they want to know you a little bit, so you have to tell them what you're doing and where you live, and just like they want to be like your family before they really talk to you. So you have to do that. Okay. I think we can make this whole thing bigger. Yeah. Okay, this is the price on a 6,000 watt, but we bought a 5,000 watt. And we're discussing shipping. Let's get down here to, well, we need to find the, they send you an invoice. We're talking about back and forth about payment links. I told them I want to use PayPal and trade assurance and DDP, everything paid. You know, just shows up at your door. Okay, now we're getting someplace. Okay, when you deal with Alibaba, you get an invoice. So the company name that this Peter Wong works for is So Easy, and they definitely were easy to deal with. Everybody I've had, with the exception of, I won't tell you her name. Her name was Cicely, but I won't tell you her last name. They're so professional and polite. It's just amazing. It's like dealing with Walmart 10 years ago. They know their products, and they know where it is, and they know what it costs. So we bought 3 sets of the MIN 5000 TL-X at $485 a piece. That comes to $1,455 for 3. We bought 4 of the SPF 5000 ES at $638 a piece. And these are feedback inverters. They always cost more. And those were 4 of them for $25.52. I also got, this is a Wi-Fi adapter that you plug into to the bottom of your inverter, or you plug it in onto a USB cable and put it any place you want. Near a window is nice. Someplace that your Wi-Fi can get a good signal. They're $35 a piece. Now, because we're running these inverters in parallel, we got 1 for each paralleled set. And you can communicate with everything in a string through one communication device. It just shows you which inverter number it is on the string and whether it's the master or slave, and whether the current's going in or going out, and how much wattage you've used today and how much you've used year to date and all that. Anyway, our subtotal, including the shipping, is $4,607. And that's for 7 inverters with shipping to our door. Now, we had a problem with that. The the forwarders just kept delaying. What have we got here? Oh, he wanted to know if I wanted to buy solar panels. So he sent me a data sheet. The problem was the amps are too high for the inverter. This we're also buying from him, so I don't know what the story on that is. This is just telling them that we've paid. I'm trying to explain that we've already. I sent him a picture of our construction work in progress. That we've already laid out our array field, and we don't want to change the number of panels and stuff to match up to another inverter. And I sent them our typical wiring diagram of how we're connecting the panels together. And another view here, it's an end view of the solar panels and some dimensions. They were going to try to redraw this for me, but we just decided it wasn't. We are waiting for your inverters shipping space for my forwarders and shipped to you soonest. In other words, they're looking for their forwarder is looking for 4 cubic meters in a container that's going to Manila. And when he has a container going to Manila that's still got 4 cubic meters, he'll pick these things up from the factory and put them in that container. Till that, they just sit at the warehouse where you bought them, and that could be 100 miles from the port. But anyway, at this point they're still sitting at So Easy, and the forwarder's holding them up. So what they can do, and what they have done. Okay. Let's see if we can turn that around there. Okay, he says, we've sent the inverters to you last week. It's got a UPS tracking number, and then they gave you the tracking number. And I got 17 track on my computer. It tracks anything that ships anywhere in the world from where it left the factory into your door. I was trying to track down a package that delivered the wrong address. It tracked it back to the factory in China and forward to where it ended up. Anyway, you'll notice that this is now changed to UPS from sea freight. When it ran like 5 weeks and the forwarder couldn't make it onto a container, these people at their own expense switched it to UPS. And I was going to have to pick up the stuff from the forwarder at the Manila port, hire a truck. Actually, we're going to send our van. It's not our van, it's Manny's van, but, his cousin. Where am I? Oh, yeah, I screwed up where I can't even find where I'm at. Obviously, there was a lot of communication on this. This is the first thing we ever bought. Okay, at the bottom, you see, they will send all goods to your Philippine address. So these are coming right to our door. It's true DDP, and there was no increase in the price. They're doing this because the forwarder was so slack. Okay, we're going to end this video, and we're going to come back with a video on the solar panels that we bought and how much they cost and how they're being shipped and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to stop this one.